and it was also, they did the annual yearbooks, financial reports at the end of the year. And those books were when the company put out their best foot. The best foot forward was it was sort of an elaborate book as far as the inside goes, and they usually had a theme going through the book. I remember this one job that I was proofreading at the time. I think it was for Bank of America. The theme was famous colored glass, stained glass windows throughout the world. And that was the theme going through the whole book. There was a lot of color in that. So I read the proof, and at that time we had a woman with the copy holder. She got journeyman wages, and she would read the copy, and I had the actual proof in front of me, and so I had to be on my toes pretty much on the spelling of what was going on. And if you didn't know a word, whether you had hesitating whether that was the way it's spelled, you called it to her, and she would spell it out the way it was in the copy. But that slowed things down, so you had to stay pretty sharp as far as knowing how to spell. Don't ask me now how to spell. So we read the proof for this financial report, the annual financial report, and we were looking at all the color work in it. It was beautiful color work from these stained glass windows throughout the world. And about 2 weeks later, I see the job that the bindery women are putting the book into these big envelopes that are ready to ship out, for mailing. And then that afternoon, I come back, and I see the women are taking the books out of the envelopes. I go, oh boy, something's going on. Well, something, and then shortly after, the salesman for that account comes into the proof room. He says, read this and sign it. Well, we had to sign everything anyhow. And it was the first paragraph in the annual report. I said, what's going on? He said, just sign that effing thing. And I said, okay. So then I got the story in the very first paragraph. Now, I read the story. The salesman did the proofreading. The company had their lawyers read it. Or not lawyers.
Accountants?
Come on, what's the word?
Accountants?
Accountants read it. And so we figured out 7 people read the copy. The only thing is that there was 3 zeros left out of the annual earnings.
Oh,
Well, if that wasn't a jolt, I don't know what was. And when you put an annual report out, it has to be correct right down to the penny. So they had to take that signature out of the book, take the books apart, and sure enough, that signature was one of the ones with the stained glass windows on it. In fact, it had 4 big stained glass windows, all in beautiful color, and the whole damn thing had to be run again. This was back in '62, and I heard that it cost $22,000 to correct everything that was done wrong and to get it right and to get it out of the shop. Well, $22,000 in 1960, you buy a house for it almost. But there it was. No matter how many people read it, they just missed. And you think, gee, how can you miss something like that? Well, I don't know how you missed it, but it was missed. And thank God, for me, that 6 other people read the damn thing. I think otherwise I would have walked the plank.
Question? I remember American